Are shown who target those men who do not get Bowler's son so that they can fulfill their desires from them. Why do they target such men? To know this, stay till the end of the video. So let's start the story of the movie. The story starts, and we are shown a painter in the church who is painting. But after the completion of the work, when he goes to ask for his money, he now comes to know that the priest's playgroup has caused death. To become a priest, because he knew that this priest earns a lot of money in a day, so he picks up his dress from the church and leaves from there. The scene changes and we are shown a boy named Lorenzo who is running away from here, hiding from Gervino and his men. Now Lorenzo runs away, but he tells his men to catch him at any cost and bring him here. After this, Lorenzo in this city, Gervino will find him anywhere. So after listening to his friends, Lorenzo decides to leave the city. Now we are shown the princess of the city, Pampionia. Her father has died because of the play, and she is very sad about her father's death. But then Jarvan appears and tells her that her father has died, which means she is now completely alone. But Papenia tells him that I am going to marry the Prince of Russia instead. So to repay that loan, you will have to marry me, and if you do not do this, then you will have to leave this palace. On the other hand, we are shown Lorenzo, who was running away from Germany's men. And he was looking for a place where he could save his life from Germany's men. He encounters a man who was carrying the dead body of another man with him. He then asks Lorenzo, whose dead body is this? The man responds and tells him that this is the gardener of the church, who has unfortunately died due to the plague. In the church is vacant. So why not go there and do the work of gardener so that he can save his life from the German men? So he goes towards the church, but the criminals were chasing him, due to which he climbs up the tree. The criminals leave from here, but due to the dairy breaking, Lorenzo falls down and becomes unconscious. Now after a while some nuns come here who see Lorenzo unconscious, so they pick him up and take him with them. Because Lorenzo was handsome, so she was unable to control herself, and she started touching him inappropriately. But after a while, Lorenzo also comes to his senses. But he does not stop them from doing all this, because he was also starting to enjoy it. But then their senior nun comes there, and she starts asking about Lorenzo. Then both the nuns tell her that he cannot speak or hear. She becomes very happy on hearing this. Church who can't speak or hear. So he starts acting as a drunkard and a deaf. When Lorenzo was taking a bath, two nuns came to him, and they also started bathing with him. Lorenzo also started enjoying all this. After this, we are shown that after getting upset with Gervino, she leaves her palace and comes to live in the church. Here both the nuns were getting Pampenia ready, but then Pampenia's eyes fall on Lorenzo, so she starts asking them about Lorenzo. So now she tells her that he is a native of this place who cannot speak or hear. Now when Lorenzo was working, a nun comes to him and starts taking him with her. Because she had to fulfill her desire, she takes him behind the bushes. But Papenia sees her doing this, and she does not like it at all, because somewhere she had started liking Lorenzo. On the other hand, we are shown the Prince of Russia, who had come to Pempia's palace to meet her, but here Zarvina tells him that Pempia is not going to marry him, but me. Hearing this, the Prince of Russia starts leaving from here. But after going outside, he meets a man who tells him that Pemperayan is here. He must have left this palace in frustration. So the Prince of Russia leaves to search for Pempera. That all the other people in the church have fun with him, so they also came to have fun with him. But Lorenzo is unable to refuse them and fulfills all their desires. You felt very bad after seeing all this because she started liking Lorenzo a lot, and she could not see Lorenzo with any other girl. song, which makes her realize that Lorenzo is not a Ganga bear, so she calls Lorenzo alone, and here Pepia was wearing a mask so that Lorenzo could not recognize her. Parminia blindfolds him and kisses him and expresses her love. But after she leaves, when Lorenzo removes the blindfold, he is unable to find out who that girl was. About Lorenzo, that he is not Ganga bear, but he can be Bollywood's son. Actually, Pempera does this so that after knowing the truth about Lorenzo, he should be expelled from here, because she could not see him with any other girl. So she tells him his truth, and after knowing the truth, Noon gets very angry with Lorenzo, and she expels him from the church. Lorenzo was sitting outside the church. Papnia was passing by, and he stops her and tells her that I also want to go with you. Hearing this, Papnia becomes very happy because she also wanted the same thing, so she takes him with her. On the other hand, we are shown the Prince of Russia, who sees a girl bathing in the jail, and he starts asking her about Papnia. Then the girl lies to him and says that I am Papnia. Lorenzo to the palace. One night, both of them were having dinner. Then Lorenzo tells her that he loves a girl, but he has never seen that girl, because when that girl expressed her love to Jammu, she blindfolded him. Hearing this, Papnia is very happy in her heart because he was talking about her, and she understands from his words that she also loves him. Asks him a question, that how will you recognize that girl because you have never seen her? But Lorenzo tells him that for the first time she came very close to me, so whenever she comes close to me, I will recognize her. Then she tells Pimpini to come close to me and see, maybe you will find that girl. Now whenever Lauren tries to come close to him, he reaches here, and a fight breaks out between these two. The film begins, in which Gervino starts beating Lorenzo badly. So Pomponia tells Gervino that if he releases Lorenzo, then she will be ready to marry him. And now Gervino agrees to what he says, so he puts Lorenzo in jail. But the next day, Pomponia puts a condition in front of him, that if he releases Lorenzo from the prison, only then she will marry him. Gervino accepts her condition. The painter who came for their marriage is none other than the painter whom we saw in the beginning of the movie. He is the same person whom she had seen before. After this, Pampini meets the priest and tells him everything that she doesn't want to marry Gervino. So here she gives him some money and asks him to postpone her wedding date, because this painter is made for money only. So he takes the money from him and agrees to his wish. Gervino makes all the preparations for the wedding with Pamperino, but the priest tells him that his marriage cannot happen right now. Gervino gets very angry on hearing this, so he puts a sword on the priest's neck. Then we see that the Prince of Russia also reaches there, and whoever had come out of the prison. Now both of them meet each other outside and decide to fight against Gervino. Lorenzo starts fighting with Gervino, in which he starts overpowering him while fighting with the sword. And while fighting with the sword, Lorenzo starts pushing Gervino back, due to which he falls in the well and dies because of falling in the well. After this, the Prince of Russia proposes to Panvania, but she refuses to marry him. But here, Panvania had to wear a mask, and as soon as she removes her mask, she tells the prince that you are not Panvania whom I love, and then that girl comes in front of him whom he loves, thinking her to be Panvania. Seeing her, he becomes very happy and goes to her, and Panvania goes to Lorenzo and proposes him for marriage. But Lorenzo tells her that I will marry that girl only. I will marry the girl I love, and that girl is the same one who came close to me and kissed me inside the church. Now Pamania comes close to him and kisses him, due to which Loho understands that this is the same girl whom he loves. After this, the priest gets everyone married, and the movie ends with this scene. Friends, if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will meet you in the next video.